fun. So this is a live stream, but I'm just kind of doing so it's out there, and it's kind of been huge lately. So people know that we have, or some people know that we have wolf dogs, but there's a few things that just irk me about it. People, they're not seen. Hollywood has, Game of Thrones, I think, and it's just, they have wolf dogs there, but they're not actually like that. They use wolf dogs. People go, you can have a wolf. You can't unless it's some kind of job. Undoubtedly, that's probably it. Because people cannot have a full-fledged wolf unless they're, learning about it or something. And then people think that wolf dogs are very aggressive. They're not. They're really not. It's like saying pit bulls are a horrible breed, or or Rottweilers or something like that. They're very. It's not. That's not the problem. It's the fact that wolf dogs they take so much time and effort. Plus, they also do a lot of howling, and people just don't seem to like it because they're like, "Oh, it's a wolf." That's all they'll say about it. It's not. They're not just a wolf. For us, they're basically life. I mean, we now have 3, and we've gotten a total of 4 from the same breeder. And she contacted us about Strider. He ended up becoming my wolf dog, and he's sleeping next to the couch. He's so cute, but sleeps on my side of the bed when there's over half of a queen size bed that's empty. But anyway, so it's just, we've gotten great results because they're well behaved once they're properly trained. They don't go too far often. They like to follow their nose, but they also need a lot of space to run around and get a lot of their energy out. Because if they don't, then you're going to have some problems with them probably running off, and it's not their fault. We have GPS tracking collars now because Dad was able to get like a 15-30% off discount just because he works at Westar. And then we recently got one for Strider because 4th of July we went up to my uncle's place and he kind of ran off because he doesn't like people all that much. He's very skittish of people, and people don't seem to realize that. And he just needs to. I take him up to the Glade Park movies, which happens almost every Friday during the summer, except on the 4th of July weekend, but naturally. But, last Friday, there was a bunch of kids there, and there was just one girl in particular. I had to keep telling her to back off, and she never did. Because Strider is very skittish of people, and that makes a job, my job to socialize him, so much harder. Because they're not your normal dog. They're not going to be, he's not like Siren and Simbo. He's not going to go straight up to a person and is like, "Hi, love me," and I'll love you back. Or, Sabot is, I don't want you to love me, I want to love you. And Siren, the diva, she was over there by the glass door, by the way. And Sabot was right next to me. Normally it's Strider. But, they're just different. And that's what makes them great dogs. Because they don't bark unless they're at the dog park. They have that husky talk, though Siren and Sabot didn't do a whole lot of talking until we got Strider. And now they don't shut up unless they're sleeping, which is happening now. But, and they're just, they get noisy, when they're, what do dogs normally do when they hear sirens? They howl. Had a neighbor who actually told them to shut up. It's like they're dogs. They don't make a whole lot of noise. Ours don't. There's like a couple of dogs behind us or something, and they're constantly making noise. We didn't really have that. We've never really had that problem with dogs before. We even had a Korean Jindo one time. If you don't know what those are, they're very good dogs. They're just naturally kind of alpha, dominant. They're just kind of dog aggressive, with that alpha mentality. But we had one. We named him Chewbacca because he chewed up a lot of things of mine. I was a kid. I made messes. But in the end, he kind of became my dog. He knew what to do, but he was also a protector in a way. It was pretty cool. And we had to put him down because our neighbors' dogs, they're can't remember what kind of breed. They were just yapping. They just yapped and yapped. They kept trying to pick fights with our dogs. And one time, I think it was some kind of storm, and we had to fix up the fences. And the fence between us and our neighbors, they're two little, they're schnauzers. Yeah, they were schnauzers. Wouldn't have thought that they would be so rude to other dogs, but they just barked at everything. Just open up the sliding glass door like an inch. They're barking every time. But they had tried to get into our yard, and Chewbacca, or Chewie for short, he was protecting his space. And we had to put him down for neighbor relations because that's a dog that no one wants to be around. He wasn't really just aggressive. He was I think he just wanted to make sure that we were protected as well. He was kind of by my side a lot, I think. I was really young, so it's really hard to remember much. But I loved to play with that dog. And he was so soft. He had a curly tail too. But what we're doing differently with our wolf dogs, we're taking them out to the dog park. They're socializing with people and other animals, and they just love it. They don't get into fights. Love people, and some people just can't. They're gonna sniff. Don't give them toys that look like farm animals. Don't give them chickens or ducks unless they're going to be hunting dogs. A girl's like one of the same girl who was all over Strider. She goes, I want one of these dogs to go hunting. You're probably never going to see that dog again. Because they're not for that. They're way too much. I gotta go get Kleenex. My nose. I'm gonna get my nose. But and it's just and there's I also have an Instagram for Strider. You can find it at Strider the Wolf Dog, or just look up Madison Doctor, DOCTER. Either way, you'll find it. But I follow a guy who has a couple of wolf dogs. And apparently, there's someone on Instagram who's trying to who's trying to get wolf dogs to be illegalized nationally. And that just kind of triggered a lot of people. Oh, there's a siren that's up. Siren! You're rude. You're so rude. But he wants, or they want, I can't say it's a he because I have no idea. But they're not even going to give them a chance. Some people don't understand all the necessities of having a wolf dog or any other exotic pet. There's actually a YouTuber I like to watch. I think it's pronounced the Dro, but he has some information from his videos because he knows what he's talking about because he has the experience. Say wolf, someone's gonna probably have a shotgun or something. Get ready to kill it. Because we can't bring our wolf dogs to Wyoming, or at least around ranch areas, because they're so phobic. Our dogs would be shot on sight, and I do know this because my mom's from Wyoming, and I have family in Wyoming, so I do know this. They're just so phobic, and my uncle, he goes, no, that dog's eyes turn to colors. They don't turn colors. They're born with the same eye color unless they maybe have some kind of brain trauma. Maybe if something happened to their brain, if they got hit really hard or something. It's not something that's going to really happen, if it ever does. And if that does happen with a wolf dog, then that wolf dog probably has been abused or something. But you can't just illegalize wolf dogs just because they look scary or because the name wolf is in them. They're not just wolves. They're there are a lot of other things. German shepherds, husky, malamutes, and a few other things. And it really it kind of fills me with anxiety when I think about it. Because Strider, he has 3 legs. We had to get rid of his right hind leg because order natural things when there's something wrong with a pup. A mother can tell if there's something wrong with a pup. So they eat the pup. It's a natural thing. Dogs do it. Actually, not just dogs. other creatures no doubt do it. But the breeder, because he was bred, got it from a breeder. The breeder was able to save him, but the damage was already done. But the mother was able to take him back. But his entire leg was broken, and the breeder's mother also had MRSA, and so he did also get MRSA too. But either way, we had to get rid of the leg. But whether we got rid of it sooner or later would have been a different story entirely. Due to the MRSA, if he didn't have MRSA, probably would have waited a little bit longer. But we couldn't take that chance because he had MRSA. It's just that thing that happens, and people. Some people do like to hear about wolf dogs. Whether they want one or not is completely besides the point. They're fascinating and can be a real pain in the butt, but it's really just worth it. It really is. I have Strider who, because he's not exactly housebroken yet, I keep him in my room at night until he gets up, because he'll kind of go next to the bedroom door. So it's like, okay, fine, I'll get up, put my shoes on, I open up the door. He darts out. I slowly follow. And then I open up the sliding glass door and he goes out and he goes pee and poo. And then sometimes he wants to play, but it's like, It's like 3 a.m. It's like 3 a.m. Between 1 and 3. I ain't doing it. Yeah. But he's learning, but he's also in that teething stage. He's about 5 months old. He's doing well, and it's just some people aren't willing to give him a chance, and some people don't take common sense either. Some people are like, oh, can I get a picture? Yeah, but he's so afraid of other people, he kind of just starts to back off. So, and I'm kind of the only one he's extremely comfortable with. So if I'm kneeling down or something, he'll come in, he'll basically burrow himself into me. So, and it's just that kind of thing. Some people don't understand. It's like, it's okay. He's comfortable with me. But some people just don't heed when I say something. When I was telling the girl to back off, the little girl to back off, and some of that, and then there's a boy. He kind of understood a little bit, but he goes, "Oh yeah, my teacher has a full-blood wolf." You can't unless you have someone there to constantly help train them, because they're very stubborn. And they're harder to train than most dogs because they're stubborn. But in the end, it is worth it because they are amazing creatures. Probably gonna go cuddle Strider for a bit, but he needs to go out. Hasn't been out since I think he pooped on the floor earlier. But it's just that one thing that most people don't think about. They go up to a normal dog, they just pet it. They don't let it sniff you to make sure that you're an okay person. Oh yeah, this is also from Strider. We were playing, and that was like a couple days ago. Yeah, he likes to come into he likes to lay down right outside my door when I have it closed, partially, because I'll have like that much space open. So he lays down, and he's just kind of staring into my room through that opening. And so when I see him, I slap my hand. Excuse me. I slap my hands on the bed because my mattress is on the floor because I don't have yeah, I don't have anything other than a mattress because my old bed was made out of pallets and then we got bed bugs. So horrid. Those are the most horrendous things ever. But so now I just have a mattress, which is fine because he can easily get onto my bed. Granted, he can climb up on the couch and jump up onto the recliner, but just having my mattress on the floor makes it so much easier for him. So he doesn't have to get a running jump, or he just walks up to the bed, to my mom and dad's bed, because Simon Sabot, excuse you, because Siren Sabot love my mom's side of the bed. Don't know why, it's just her side, but it is. And he wants to be with them. So, but if he doesn't get a running start, he can't make it. So it's kind of funny. But it's also just one of those things because he only has 3 legs. That hind leg is going to be very muscular compared to his front 2. I mean, that's just a given. And it's also going to be really nice to see how well he just turns out when he's older. Because, I mean, most people don't even hear about, 3-legged animals all too much. Even, some people ask if he was born with it, because, that is a thing. But when some animals have to get it amputated, it's also kind of a rare thing to hear about. Or at least, especially, with a wolf dog. You don't hear about 3-legged wolf dogs. I've never heard of a 3-legged wolf dog until we got Strider, who had to turn into a 3-legged wolf dog. And it was just kind of a magical thing. I don't exactly know why he chose. He kind of in a way chose me as his human. Even right after we got him, it was him following me everywhere, to the bathroom, my bedroom, everywhere, until I went to Denver for 3 days. And it changed. Kind of. It's like, oh, where's the human? Where's the one I'm supposed to follow? But he still follows me to the bathroom every so often. He'll follow me to my room, only to play or take something out, because I'll have a chew toy in there. Because I'm tired of being a chew toy early in the morning. So, and he only has 1 chew toy now, so I have to make sure Siren and Sabot don't get to that again. They destroyed his little donkey thing. Had a little blue, I think it's called Kronk or something, but you fill it with like some kind of cheese thing that helps with the chewing, because it gets him to chew on it. I don't know where, I can't find it, so they had to get to it. They don't really like to share. We got it for him to tease, so he's not chewing on Mom's table and chairs, or the desk, or the recliner. Yeah, he's chewing on leather. That's fun. But so now he only has 1 chew toy for teething, and I have to make sure he don't lose that one either. Thanks, Sabot. She don't care. I have to take him out, so she's fine. But it's just kind of that thing that's very irksome. People will go, oh, he's they're pretty dogs, or they basically, some people will call Siren the demon dog at the dog park. some people, it's like, you're at a dog park. That's their roaming place. Siren and Sybil, they, or at least Siren, I guess she kind of looks scary. I don't see it, because she's ours. But there's people who are there. They're like, no, stay off. Stay away. They'll push her away. They will literally push her away from like a puppy. I've seen it. A woman had like a little young pup, and Siren wanted to go say hi and sniff it, and the lady was coddling the pup, and pushing Siren away. It's like, this is what they're here for. Why are you here if you're not going to let them do what they do? Like, seriously. And then another time, some lady was, there was some huskies. The huskies are always great. They like to hurt other dogs. I don't know why. A couple of huskies one time were hurting like a labradoodle or Labrador, something like that. But it is really funny. But some lady was, kind of squatting on the ground to pet, I think, a puppy or something. But husky was, stuff to know you is cat. But she goes, I don't want your growling face. I don't like your growling face, or something like that. I know she said growling face, but it's just, you're at the dog park, surrounded by dogs, and you're on the ground. Think it through what would happen. I will. I like dogs, because animals in general, I like. So I purposely get on the ground, because some dogs won't really. Some dogs are kind of skittish or something, at first, until you're lower, and you put out your hand so they sniff and get to know you. And it's like, oh, I like you. No, that's what happens with some dogs. Not all, but some. And I do it mostly because I've always done it. And you kind of have to do that with Strider, which some people don't understand. I constantly tell them, like, why is this so hard to understand? You're making my life, my job to train him, so much harder. He's still afraid of my dad. And he doesn't really care about Tessa. He'll happily go up to my mom, but he just really, other than that, he just doesn't really care. It's just mostly me. For whatever reason, only God will know, I guess. Oh, don't rip into me for that, but I am, mostly Christian anyway. But that doesn't mean I have to act like one. But that's just a thing. I might eventually go on Facebook and live stream this as well. Because, I think on Facebook it goes away after a while on YouTube it stays if you want it to. But I'm just saying, wolf dogs are, they're magnificent creatures. You're going to hear me keep saying that. They're great. They're loyal. They're obedient. But you have to, they have to realize that you're the alpha. That they have to realize that you're the one who, you take care of them. They're going to know who to follow, who to listen to, who to, all of that stuff. But, before, you even decide getting a wolf dog, there's a few things that you have to look up. Just like, does your county or state disapprove, you have wolf dogs legalized? Why? I wouldn't know why. Sedgwick County, where I lived 3 years ago, like after last week, they have wolf dogs illegalized. I mean, technically we had Sabot, but she's like 25% wolf. Hardly anything other than a husky. That's my foot. Stop it. Wolf. But yeah, so are they illegal where you're at? Do you have the proper necessities to take care of them? Because they do like to dig, they chew a lot. Do you have a big enough enclosure for them? Do you have things for them to do? Like look up the proper food, make sure if they're allergic to anything, kind of, make sure that they can't, either they can't eat it, or what we have to do with Sabot is give her allergy pills because she's allergic to grass. So, and Claire, and over the counter stuff wasn't working. We still give her it though, just in case. But what we've been giving her works amazing. But they have, unfortunately, the last two places that or this current one and my last one, which was my grandparents, for some reason the people totaled the fencing here, so we don't have an enclosed fence right now. And my dad had me get rid of the fence near the ditch, but that's okay. They like the ditch and it's good for them anyway. But we don't have a yard for them at the moment. So someone has to be out there with them, or else they'll run off and they won't come back for a long time. And right now we have to have them in a pen when we're out, when no one's home, or because mom works night shifts and dad works 5 days a week. I have no idea what Tessa's schedule is. And in case I have made plans with friends, or if I'm going to go over to my grandparents for whatever reason, they have to be out in the pen with the mister on. Because we don't have a yard. And some people are not going to like it, but they're used to it and they know why we have to put them in the pen. Whether they're in trouble and someone's, if sometimes I put Strider out in the pen because he's not behaving and I have to pick up messes and I can't watch him while doing so. So he'll be out in the pen with Siren and Sabot, so they can also get out and about, pee and poop, which is, a necessity. You can't just lock them up in the house. That's disastrous. Things will get destroyed. And also, they're hunter-gatherers, kind of, Siren and Sabot have killed a few, at least Siren has. She's killed and eaten a few birds. They found and killed a pack rat. We don't do anything to train them. It's just their natural thing to do, which is kind of really interesting to see. Like a couple of nights ago, Siren was right next to our lilac bush. We actually have a couple of them. There's one right next to the pen, and there were a couple of baby birds that were like learning how to fly. They were on one of the really high branches. They were smart enough to get out of reach. So the Siren was on her hind legs trying to get to him. She was also kind of trying to jump to get to him. She failed miserably. Thank God. I was tired of being the one to pick up all the dead birds. And it's not my animal this time. I had a cat who brought in everything. He brought, my cat, he brought in birds, rabbits, insects, scared people. It's not my fault this time. Bring that on. But, it's just a natural habit of things. We didn't train her to do that. And we make sure it doesn't happen often. Or at least I make sure it doesn't happen often, because unless it's going to be something that, if it's like some kind of rat or something, you can get rid of it. I don't want anything to do with it. If it's a prairie dog, I'm going to make sure they stay away from it. Those things carry the plague. But yeah, still, all in all, it's just finding the right information. Can you, are you capable, information, are you capable of taking care of these animals? Some people go, they're not supposed to be pets. They're not really pets for us. They're more of like family of a sort, like a pack, because they are pack animals. They need others with them, because that's just like an order of things. But it's just, I get why some people go, they're not supposed to be family or anything, or they're not pets. I mean, some animals are supposed to be pets because of the way they're bred and the way you can train them. Ours are and aren't at the same time. Mostly because, the way we train them, or at least I know the way I'm training Strider, is something different than what's the other two dogs or other two have been trained. I'm training him, I've trained him to do sit, lay down. When I feed him, I tell him to stay, and I do this, I stay, and then I can place the food bowl down. I keep my hand there, because then he's like, and the way he starts to fidget is kind of cute. But I've been teaching him a lot of things that most people probably really haven't seen, or they won't see in our house. Our dogs know the word ice cream. Okay, they're still asleep. Because when we were living with Grandma and Grandpa would give them ice cream sandwiches, so they know the word ice cream. Strider's slowly learning that word. He doesn't. It's kind of depends. He still doesn't care for people, and so if someone holding food is like, I don't want it from you, he won't eat it from somebody else, which is weird but also kind of cute, depending the situation. Yeah, ice cream, he sometimes will, mostly won't eat from my dad, because he's just so afraid of my dad. They're just skittish. At first, they are pretty skittish. They can be shy, and it's just their natural thing that most people don't understand. And that's why I have to tell people to back off, slowly come forward with their hand out. Let the dog sniff you. That's common sense, isn't it? Like, isn't it? Why do I have to keep telling people that? It irks me. It fills me with so much anxiety. It's like, you're making this twice as hard. I love it when people are like, oh, he's so pretty. Some people go, oh, is he a coyote? He's like, no, he's gray wolf. and he actually has more of those wolf aspects than our other two. Granted, Siren is his half sister. They have the same mom. But Siren has more of the, she kind of has that, she has the husky tail, and she has the husky eyes. She kind of has that wolf, she has the lanky wolf body, but she's more of that husky-esque to her. Same with Sabot. Only thing about Sabot is she has the eyes of a wolf. She has those tan or golden eyes of a wolf. Other than that, she has that muscular build. She has the tail. She has the real curled tail that goes up. Siren, she has that curled, the corkscrew tail almost. And Strider, he has more of the looks of a wolf than the other two. And him and Siren are roughly the same amount. If not, he might be a little bit more. But that's just the thing. Oh, my nose. Some people just don't understand. I have to tell them to slowly come up to my dog. It's just so irritating. Because they think they're just like any other dog. And they're not. And I don't understand why. I mean, yeah, the moment you say wolf dog, it should say something that, they're not going to be like any normal dog. But that doesn't mean you have to be afraid of them. That's not the thing. Some people are just so naive about it, or just so stuck up in some, like the social outlook of wolf dogs. If someone says a wolf, wolf dog, they might start thinking Game of Thrones. And that's not what happens. Unless you allow it to happen. I mean, they're very, they are loyal. Whether they listen or not, it's completely on how well you have trained them. And we've had to train them using shock collars when they're out and about. I mean, shock collars they aren't bad. Some people are going to go, oh, that's animal abuse. It's not. It's training. It's making sure they know what to do and what not to do. If they don't listen while we're, Siren, Sabot, we got GPS trackers and used them 4th of July when we were at my uncle's place. My sister, she was up and about, and she looked at there's a device that shows where the dogs are at, and she goes, Dad, the dogs are gone, except for Strider, because Strider was with me. But Tesla goes, Siren and Sabot are gone, and so he takes it, he locates them, and then he gives them a small shock, for a couple of seconds, and they come right back. So it's just, they know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do, except for going in the middle of freaking traffic. Like, seriously. That's what they do, and it's weird. They have no sense of danger. They keep crossing Grand Avenue. That's a busy freaking street. How they haven't gotten hit is a miracle. But it's just, I gotta cut this short. I'm probably gonna do this on Facebook now. And maybe answer questions there to the best of my abilities. Because, I'm not a pro. God, if I was a pro, no, I don't. But something I would like to do is, to help. I'm not good with talking to a lot of people, especially at once. But I would like to, you there's some people that that take dogs out to like different places and teach them about that animal, and that animal can also go up and sniff and stuff. Yeah, I'd like to do something like that with Strider so he can socialize, people can learn, and I can get better at social interaction. So I mean, it's three birds with one stone, kind of. But that's just a thought right now. Whether it actually happens is whether someone is like, "Hey, I want you to do this, so you should do it," and you're like, "Okay," but that's just an idea. Well, I'm gonna cut this off. So I hope this helps with whatever. Also helps getting things off. Because, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of things that irk me. And just the thought of losing our dogs just gives me so much anxiety. I can't lose another pet without any specific reasoning. Because my cat ran away. Probably because he just freaked out from the move. But if someone takes my dog away, that's not no. That's not gonna happen very easily. Someone's probably gonna get sued. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, slightly entertaining with some of the stories. And so, Xiao's out.